Baruch, good morning. We're going back to the halachot of Amida and the prayer, and we explained that we're not allowed to interrupt in the middle of our Amida at any cost. We said chas v'shalom unless it's a life-threatening situation, and that obviously means no stopping, no talking. We even mentioned, and this is where we're going to pick up off of, that if one hears Kiddusha, whether it's Nakdishach or even Kaddish, in the middle of their Amida, they will not stop to answer. If it is Kaddish, you continue praying as if you didn't even hear it. If it is Kiddusha, Nakdishach or Keter for Musaf, you would stop, not answer, but wait. Meaning, so instead of continuing to pray, you would just pause and have in mind that the Hazan who is actually reciting the Kiddusha is having you in mind. Now, the question comes up. We know in the middle of our Amidah we have a special bracha. It's called Shema Kolenu. It's the bracha before Retzeh, which is before Modim. This bracha is very special because that is a time where in the middle of that bracha we're able to insert a special prayer on our behalf, specifically for anything. Shema Kolenu means Hashem, hear our voices. So in the middle of that prayer, there is already a written small paragraph we could add in there. And obviously, and I would say the best would be also to add in our own supplications, requests, and prayers. If one finds themselves in the bracha of Shema Kolenu, and then they hear Kaddish, and they hear everyone answering, Yeheh Shmei Rabbah, which is asking for God's name to be great, exalted, higher, and everything for the good. Would one be allowed to add in that line of Yeheh Shmei Rabbah in the middle of their Shema Kolenu, or is that considered to be a hefsek, an interruption in the prayer? The halakha is as follows, that one would not be allowed for the only reason that prayer is not a prayer or a request for us. It is a sole and special request just for HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Of course, we benefit from it, but since there's no mention to any direct benefit to ourselves, then that would not be a personal request. Look how interesting. That's not considered a personal request, and it cannot be added in there. Chacham Ovadia Yosef goes to explain, and from proofs from all the different Rishonim, whether it's the Rambam and many more, that when one prays for themselves, they need to also pray for the rest of Klal Yisrael, and also for HaKadosh Baruch Hu. But still, Yeheh Shmei Rabbah is specifically a request for HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and therefore it should not be answered in the middle of Shema Kolenu. The last halakha we'll mention for this morning is if someone is not praying right now. Let's say someone prayed earlier or is going to pray later, and right now they're sitting in the middle of a minyan, and they hear either Kaddish or Kiddusha. Should they stop the learning of the Torah that they are doing, or if they're reading Tehillim or whatever else that they're doing, in order to answer the Kaddish or stand up and answer the Kiddusha? The halakha is as follows. It is a machloket. There is a disagreement amongst the poskim, and therefore, after all is said and done, you can kind of choose whichever way you want, because there are strong opinions both ways. The opinion to not interrupt would be that it would ruin your concentration in the middle of your learning, and it will distract you. The opinion to say to do it says, well, listen, you're there. You could either choose to be elsewhere or not, but you're there, respect what everyone else is doing. And therefore, I like to say it depends on the setting. If you would be the only one that doesn't get up to answer the Kiddusha or to answer the Kaddish, and you'd feel a little bit out of place and even chas v'shalom, maybe even disrespectful, then I would say to definitely do that, or find yourself another place to learn or say Tehillim. But if not, it would be ideal to answer the Kiddusha as well as the Kaddish, and that would be the most respectful. B'ezrat Hashem. Tonight Mincha Arvit is going to be at 5:15. We have our Bet Knesset Minyan here at 5:15.